first one's Christmas. Then the next one will be spring.
Okay.
And then...
Hello and welcome to the Grand Tour Fans, the channel from fans for fans. My name is Fons van Hart and I'm your host. Welcome back to the third episode of the interview with Mr. Andy Wilman, which was done by Freddy Clode of the Home and Host podcast. In this part, Andy Wilman talks about the Grand Tour from start till the day of the launch of Season 4. Also, he's telling us what we can expect from him and the three presenters in the future.
And then, we started to get the offers coming in, and we knew that it was going to be American. If we were going to get an offer, we didn't know.
No.
But we thought if we do get one, it'll be American, most likely, because we're not going to ITV. How can they? Well, what's the budget for that kind of show?
Yeah.
And would they want something that was so BBC? I wouldn't if I was them.
No.
I wouldn't just transport the show across.
Yeah.
Sky didn't want us. BBC, Channel 4, there's no way they could afford that and probably wouldn't want us.
Yeah.
Culturally, they wouldn't want us. So we knew that
it was going to be a big player.
If anybody was going to put food in our mouths, it would be
one of the
Americans.
big boys. Yeah.
And it was. The Americans started to ring very quickly.
Mm.
So again, here we are, not knowing, never having been in this situation. So we got ourselves an agent in America, and then he took care of the rest.
And did you meet with any other people apart from Amazon or not? Or can't you say?
We talked to a few others. We talked to Netflix. We
Right.
talked to a couple of others. I mean, I can't remember because there was a load of names flying around.
But surely at that point you're full of excitement for what lies ahead, but at the same time you're so fucking knackered after 15 years that in a way you're a bit like, do we have to go straight back to work?
There was an element of that. There was, because your mixture of I am knackered and we're exhausted and we should learn. We're standing in the rubble of a great show because we're still getting the same numbers when it goes down as we had been 8 years earlier.
Yeah.
We're still going well.
Holding on, to the audience.
And we're standing in that rubble, knackered, and mentally needing a break from everything. But somebody brings up and says, here's an offer, get going. And there's a kind of self-flagellation thing where you go, or if you're worker bees, which I believe we all are, we are worker bees, we just go, right, okay, we work again, we get going. And we also, on an ego front, wanted to prove that we weren't dead.
No, of course.
That BBC management getting rid of us would not have the final say.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the final chapter in the book.
Did.
Yeah.
We wanted to stick one up at them.
Were you nervous that the change of scene would have an effect on the show?
Yeah, you are, because you know that legally, right out of the traps, you've got one hand tied behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do certain things. So you've got a fucking oil tanker full of lawyers, going over everything you're doing.
What were some of the most ridiculous examples of things you couldn't do?
You get down to things like people going conference calls about whether James can say "oh cock," because he did it in the thing, and you're like, guys, stop! Everyone on $500 a minute, discussing. Well, is it a cultural thing? Is that a thing that James? Does he say that outside of his work life? And
I can imagine he does.
It got to that level.
Yeah.
And I think we, as in us four, knew the BBC were not going to sue. Mm-hmm. So we were a bit more robust, but we still did what we were told to a big degree.
Of course.
Because lawyers are scary. But we knew that the BBC, for starters, there was a big mass of people in the BBC who didn't want that to happen. There was such a sour taste afterwards. And I don't think they were coming along for a kicking, to deliver another kicking.
Do you have ownership of this of the Grand Tour then, amongst you? Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is we own the show, but we license it to Amazon.
So you set up your own production company.
Yeah.
Pre-joining.
No.
Was that good fun or not?
It was basic.
Yeah.
There was Hammond. I remember Hammond's off down to Knight Frank to look for offices. It was that basic.
Really?
I was in Ryman's buying wall charts and like different felt tips.
Yeah.
You know, we were that basic.
Yeah.
Eric Fellner, who's a utterly lovely guy, who's one of the founders and owners of Working Title, the movie company. He was like, you can't be homeless. So he gave us an office for free at his place. And he's just, until you get on your feet, you know, keep that until you get on your feet. And they're making Bridget Jones's Baby next door. And we're like, whoa, we're in this place.
That's awesome.
So that was there was a nice feeling. So we were there, but it was really basic. So there was me. Hammond was down at Knight Frank going, offices, what you got? I'm in fucking Ryman's buying staplers.
What's Clarkson up
And we
to?
just had to, and yeah, Jeremy was doing his bit. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was looking at locations, but we were all, like I say, we are worker bees.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so bold as to make a comparison like this, but I remember reading about the Beatles who would like just go to work. Whatever size they were, they were told to go to work. They went to work until they got their power, you know, and realised that they should control what they were doing.
So signing on to do 3 series, 38 episodes, does that take over your whole year, or do you allow yourself, I don't know, said every year, whatever happens, I'm going to have these 2 months where I can just spend time relaxing, recuperating?
It's always a pipe dream, but it never happens.
Really?
No, never happens. Never happens because if you had a show, if you were making a show like The X Factor or The Apprentice, the format's fixed.
Yeah.
Well, more than that, the actual format's fixed.
Yeah, that's it.
So you know there's the boardroom. You know there's a challenge where they've got to flog fish, or they've got to make a perfume bottle.
Sure.
You know those things. You know how many shooting days they are. Whereas we start each series going effectively with a blank sheet of paper, going, what are we going to do? And then all the problems of doing it that way pour forth. Right, let's try and film in Kazakhstan. Oh no, we can't. Right, scrap that. That's 3 weeks wasted.
Of course.
Let's try and get that car. Oh no, they said it's going to be ready. No, it isn't. And so on and so on. Everything becomes elastic. You get some guy in Vegas to build you some motorhomes and they're shit halfway through. So your idea of parceling off some time,
it's impossible.
It was a pipe dream.
Yeah.
And we're never able to do it because we're like, I liken it to, it's like we record an album each series, in that you know the sound, you know the style, but the songs are all different.
Of course.
And some of them are hits, some of them are solid album tracks, some of them are like, don't work. But it's one of the reasons we've lasted so long.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get bored of the format because there isn't a format.
But also you, being the exec producer, have to be involved in every step of the way, as you're saying, the pre-planning, the storylines, being there for the
I
shoots.
do less of the setting up now, but we used to be. I think it was brutal because also, one, like I say, we're workers, and two, when it started to get big, when our ambitions got bigger, we didn't see that coming. So it was like me, Jeremy, James and Richard running a corner shop, you know, selling newspapers and fags. And then suddenly we're running Harrods, but we don't skate, but we still try and run it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm now cutting 50-minute, an hour-long films instead of 10-minute films, but nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I don't let anyone else cut them, so I just got to spend more 2 o'clock in the mornings doing it.
But did the others come into the edit suite as well, or not at all?
No.
Or after they've done their bit to camera, that's them done?
No, they don't. They come in and do their voiceover.
Yeah.
Jeremy and I'll knock a film back and forth.
Okay.
So I'll get a film to a good shape.
Yeah.
And then by that point, you need fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And he's really good at that. So, like, I sent him one over this morning.
Sure.
He'll take another 10 minutes out that I can't find, and then he'll come back and go, do you know that's like and so on. So that's how we work.
It's been received incredibly well, the Grand Tour, and you've held on to your old editors, right?
Got all the old editors,
got
all the old camera crews,
right?
Some of the old team. The rest of the team, a lot of them are still making Top Gear.
So that was kind of the final middle finger up to the guy who was investigating workplace problems when everyone was
I love the guy who actually did the investigating was lovely. But, the people that initiated it, fuck you. And it was... Yes, they did stay with us.
Yeah.
They did stay with us.
Just to finish up, basically, a couple of quick questions, but I just want to ask finally, in terms of the flow for the Grand Tour, what is the plan now? You've done 38 eps, right? Or sorry, you would have done from the contract signing the 3 series.
3 12s, 36.
Yeah. Sorry, 36. Sorry.
Yeah, so we've done 36 so far,
and now
we're
you've
making
got
our specials.
The specials, which is 2 a year to come out.
Yeah.
And when will those come out? In between each other or like together?
I think first one's Christmas, which is the one I'm just working on. That's when I leave you. I'm going back over there. And I'm going to work on that one. And that's coming out Christmas. Then the next one will be spring.
Okay.
And then basically at the minute it's a bit loose. We give them to Amazon. And they put them where they want to.
And are these hour-long specials are longer?
No. This one at the minute is an hour and 3/4.
Wow.
It
So
was
it's a
2 hours
Christmas
and a
film.
quarter when I did my first cut.
Really?
And it's like nobody wants to watch that.
No. An hour and 45, I think it's a very good time.
Oh.
Proper film.
So it's I took half an hour out without destroying the structure.
Yeah.
And now I'm really stuck.
Are you excited about it?
Yeah, it's good. I'm always excited when you find they've worked.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
And I'm proud that here we are, like 18 years on, and something like the Mongolia one we did last year. A lot of people said that was the best one we'd done.
Yeah.
I'm really proud that 18 years on, people are still going.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That stands up with your best stuff.
Yeah.
That makes me so. When I look at my heroes, people like Alex Ferguson, who stick at one thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Anna Wintour, they stick at one thing a long time, and they don't listen to people who go, well, have a varied CV.
No.
They're like, no, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I'll never, hopefully, drop the ball kind of thing. And I look to them, to those kind of people where I think, this is what you do. So what you've got to do is maintain the standard, that you guys set yourselves.
What's your biggest regret?
Ooh. When the fallout happened, I didn't handle that well. I think when I look back, I could have been smarter about what moves I made to try and help save the situation. And I didn't see, because we were, like I say, we were either blind with anger or fucked with exhaustion or siege mentality. And when I look back now, I would have done different things to try and shape the outcome so that we wouldn't have had a big, a collapse like that.
It's rock and roll though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got every aspect from what I've learned today of your sort of TV career has been in parallel to what could have been a very successful rock and roll career as a punk rocker. Do you know what I mean?
No,
There's been
I know.
The fallouts, the rock and roll, the drama, the excitement, the accidents, everything.
I remember, it's Jeremy goes shooting with like rock gods, and he was shooting with Eric Clapton once, and he was like talking about how jealous he was that he'd never been in a rock band or something like that, and Eric Clapton sort of turned to him and went, "What, and you're not?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No," and he went, and Eric Clapton went, "You fucking are." And I think that's right. There's all the arguments, all the dramas, and we own our thing.
You sure?
As in artistically.
Yeah.
Emotionally. We have not been given stewardship of The Apprentice or something.
No.
We created our thing.
You and yours, yeah.
And it grew, and we had no ambition other than to survive. And then it became a monster. That's like a rock band. You start out wanting to play and have some moderate success, hopefully.
Yeah.
Then it became something. And then we've kept all our ownership and all our emotions and kids we've had, and everything's all wrapped up. Our lives are all wrapped up in it. Richard's 2 near deaths, you know, fights, bust-ups. There is no show that's gone through that and it's still coming out with the goods at the other end. So that, is a rock band parallel. Yeah. I'll take that one.
But do you guys socialise outside work, as it is
Not
work?
Not as much.
No.
We used to do a lot, but partly that's just everyone gets busy.
Yeah.
When everyone gets successful, everyone gets busy.
Yeah.
And then after 18 years together, you do run out of...
Of course.
So you kind of socialise now when we meet on shoots.
Yeah.
But again, age.
Yeah.
You know, we'd get wankered and then
go
get up and carry on working. And now people like 10 o'clock go, I don't know, or whatever. I mean, this last shoot we did in Cambodia and Vietnam, there was like 2 nights, I think, where we never went to bed because of the work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now we're still doing that.
That's what we're calling it.
No, God, yeah. It was work. So trying to get a drink in on that one, and that schedule is a tough one. But, I'm very proud that we owned it and own it. And I'll go with the rock band thing.
And the final question I have is, obviously you then just talking about being so busy that you can go to sleep a couple of the nights. What does the future hold for you as a producer and a writer?
Well, we've got more time at the minute, so I've got to work out what to do with that, because we're doing fewer shows now, which does mean more time.
When will you start to see that time?
That hit me at the beginning of the year, and I was absolutely hopeless about dealing with that, because I suddenly realised that, again, like a worker bee, if somebody turns the big key in my back and sends me down and goes, right, 12 shows, off you go, I know what I've got to do with my life. Yeah. And now I've got gaps, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. What? I'm not. I haven't been used to that for a long, long time.
No.
So I've got to adjust and embrace that I've got now time to develop more projects, which I will.
Yeah.
I will develop more stuff. I want to write stuff. Everybody in my shoes, non-scripted, looks at the scripted world and is like jealous or thinks they're superior.
Yeah.
So you always look at stuff like that. And I've got an Amazon solo project to do, but I don't know what it is yet.
Will that be factual based or?
It'd be non-scripted.
Okay.
But I don't know what it is. It doesn't have to be cars, it doesn't have to be anything.
Right.
Where we were. I mean, if I said I want to do the world's biggest ping pong ball, they'll probably say, fuck off. But
yeah.
It's...
So what is the makeup of a series of that? Is that like you've signed up on, 8 episodes or...
it's...
or it's just one...
Jeremy started his farming thing right now.
Right.
So it's life on him trying to run his own farm. So that's his project that he's doing for Amazon. James is doing one in Japan. Richard's got one going, which is a kind of reality, brainiac-driven. I'd let him tell you, because it's something that he's devised. And mine, I haven't got a clue yet. But so we've all got that to do.
Yeah.
And then, But I've got to adjust my brain that I've got control of some of my time.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to get back.
Because I don't like being out of the coal mine.
Maybe it's time to get back into
shoved down. I like being shoved down.
Maybe it's time to restart your rock and roll career.
I think
your
that's
punk
done.
career. Really?
I think that's done.
Not one last hurrah.
No.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for talking to us.
No, thank you.
Cheers, that was
great.
great.
Thank you very much.
So I kept you for way longer than I said I would, but
it's
ultimately,
a podcast, isn't it? You can do anything you want with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this was the last episode of a great interview with Andy Wilman. We would like to thank Freddy Clode and Andy Wilman for their interview, which they were very willing to share with us. If you like this series and want to learn more, just subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and listening. Goodbye.